Good evening. We are going to start the opening press conference with an opening statement from head coach Joy McKenzie-Furbringer. Then we'll open it up to questions for coach and players Kashana Williams and Nicole Hoffman. Coach, go ahead.
I think I speak for the team and the staff, and I think probably even the fans. We're just really grateful and happy that we're back in action. We want to thank our admin and everyone that's brought us back safely. So it was just such a great opportunity to play tonight and see the girls out there having a good time and doing the things that they do best and love, and that's compete. So, I was very happy with the play of the girls. We're executing some of the things that we're doing in practice. We've had a great preseason. We had 2 good weeks of preseason. We came back stronger, more determined. So, I expect good things out of us in the future.
Good evening, Joy. So what were some things that you liked in this match, even though those first 2 sets kind of didn't go your way?
Yeah, I think we've been really working on certain things with our offense, so I see some of that coming to fruition out there. We got a lot of work to do still. We had excellent play out of Kashana Williams tonight. As you saw, she came, was a 3 rotation player, and as you could see tonight, has worked hard and has worked her way into being a 6 rotation player now as an upperclassman. So that was nice to see. We had great play out of Nicole Hoffman. And then we were able to utilize a lot of players. We had, our new incoming freshman, Kashia Partika, coming in and setting, and also Tia Chavera, who's a returner. And then able to use a lot of our outsides, including Avery Nelson, who's a senior. And then newcomer Star Williams. I thought she came in and did a good job, and of course Katie Kennedy, who's a returner. And then I think probably the returners I'm most impressed with tonight was the leadership out of Miranda Cañas in the middle position. So, being able to utilize a lot of the players, I thought, it benefited us playing tonight and being able to see that.
Now, I talk about the first set kind of going to Pepperdine. The 4th set, you turned the tables on them and won that one in a thriller. Like, what was that like, and what were some things you switched up in the latter stages of set 4?
I think we studied out in set 4. We did change up the lineup after the 2nd set, and we also brought in Katie Kennedy. Like I said, we have a lot of players that we can utilize. We have a strong bench this year, which is nice. And we saw Katie Kennedy come in and get us a couple points. And I thought the 4th set was great because very similar to the first set, put in that situation, but we didn't come out on top. Same situation, I think, just being 2 points difference and going overtime. And I like that our team came back and took that set.
You ran your semi-famous 6-2 offense. Like, what did you like about your 6-2 offense today with your 2 setters?
Well, I'll tell you, we actually didn't run a 6-2. We ran a 5-1 all 4 sets, but Kashia set the first 2 sets, and then Tia came in sets 3 and 4. So we did use both setters, but only 1 in each set.
All right, and then have you looked at some of your opponents for next week and how they present to you? Because you're going to, I think it was Idaho you're going to, and you're going to be in another hostile environment when you go up to Boise State.
Yeah. We have looked at a little bit of hitting film just to see who might be starting those positions. We will go back this week and focus more on those 3 teams, but primarily this week we focused on ourselves and then game plan against Pepperdine.
And then Pepperdine obviously having a big year and them kind of being a SoCal neighbor rival of you. What did you like from them as they had a big season last year?
Yeah, I think we, proved tonight, they're number 22 in the nation, and I think we proved tonight that, we can play with them. I asked the coach if he wanted to go 4 or 5 and play a 5th set, and they were done after that. So I'm a little bit disappointed that we weren't able to go the fifth set and just see who came up on top. But like I said, I thought we played really well against number 22 seed in the nation.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for Kashana Williams?
Kashana, this was your first opponent since December of 2019. What was that feeling like facing that opponent for the first time since that time frame?
Well, if I'm being honest, every single day that I waited, how many days? Like 641 days. I don't even know. I waited. I was prepared. I was ready for today, and it was a good day. It was a good night. So.
The first two sets obviously went to Pepperdine, but then the next two sets went your way. Like, what were some things you thought went well, and what did you tell your team, if anything?
Well, I do think the second set, the energy went down a little bit after we lost the first set by 2. And then the third set, we came to the realization that this is our house, and we need to win this game. We need to win this set. So I just think that our team had grit, and we came back and we fought hard.
You mentioned that this is your house. Like, how did it feel seeing fans in the stands again?
I was actually really happy to see everyone that I knew in the stands, and even people I don't know, just seeing the support. And they're here after 600 and something days, still here waiting for us to play, and they're in the stands cheering us on, and it just made me feel really good. I'm pretty sure it made the team feel good too. Despite
this not counting, like, what was like the environment for you all, and what was the intensity like facing Pepperdine, the number 22 team in the nation?
To be honest, when I'm playing any team, I don't really think about what rank they are. I just come out and I fight hard, and our team does the same thing. So I'm pretty sure our team came on the court not thinking about the rankings, and we waited 600 and something days to play hard, and we did. So.
And then next week you go down to Idaho to face 3 not so familiar teams along with Boise State. What's it going to take to take down those teams and get off to a 3-0 start?
We're just going to work hard in practice, watch film, study the team, study their tendencies, and do everything that we learned in practice onto the court.
All right. Thank you, Kashana.
Thank you.
Any questions for Nicole Hoff?
All right, Nicole. So this was the first game since December of 2019. What was that feeling like being back on the court and facing an opponent that's not yourselves?
Yeah, we've been prepping for this moment since spring of 2020, and it really sucked when COVID hit going into the lockdown and not being able to do anything. And unfortunately, when our season got canceled last year as well. But in the spring, our team worked really hard to prepare for this moment. We worked through the summer, and during our last 2 weeks of training, we worked really hard to come in with a fight and put everything out we had on the court.
Seeing fans back in the stands from both Pepperdine and Long Beach, what was that feeling like, seeing, like, cheering fans in the stands for you all like you have been in the past?
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy feeling because in the spring there was no one there during our scrimmages, and then to come straight into this and to feel the fans' energies, I thought the whole community came together tonight. Our student section, there was a lot of kids that came out, and it just felt great that they were into the match with us, and I think that really helped our team's energy and momentum throughout all 4 games.
You being the libero of this team, describe how difficult it can be being the libero and trying to make sure that the ball does not reach the floor.
Well, every single position I would say it's tough, but it's really important for me to do my job and to communicate with my blockers to help my position become a little easier. But I think our blockers did a great job of setting up the block, like the plan we had going into the match. And along with myself and all the other DSs and outsides who play back row, I think we did a great job of feeling each other out and being able to cover the entire court and not let any ball hit the ground.
Pepperdine got the better of you in the first 2 sets, but then you kind of returned the favor by taking the next 2 sets in close fashion. Like, what were some things you all modified in those sets 3 and 4?
Yeah, in practice, we'd be talking a lot about relentless effort. And no matter what, if we're down 0-2, they come back and the game's not over. So I think our team really showed that by winning those next 2 sets. And like Joy and Cash mentioned, it's a collective team effort. I think everyone who came onto the court really showed what they've been working in practice, and to get onto the court, and I think just a team win.
Who do you think stood out tonight for your team?
I think Cash took a big role tonight for our team with, I think she had 22 kills and was very vocal out of the back row, which makes it easier for me, and she was just a great leader out there. And also senior Miranda Cañas, I think, very vocal on the front, and she was talking with me back and forth about the block and like trying to help each other out so we can help our team out.
You head down to Boise to take on the Boise State tournament. What do you think the game plan is going into that little tournament?
I think we're going to take it one game at a time and just try and win. All three come out back to the Pyramid 3-0. There's a couple familiar people that I have played against before, and I think that a lot of girls know people and their tendencies, and we're just going to study it. But most importantly, we're going to take our game and just focus on what we can do to beat them and what we can do to be successful.
And then the Big West Conference is back in terms of women's volleyball. Like, what's that feeling like going to be able to face that competition again, and what's it going to take to win the Big West Conference?
Yeah, it's great that the Big West is back in action this season. I think that our conference is overlooked a lot, and we have a lot of great teams in this conference. And we come in ranked 4th, but I think that we have a lot to prove. We've been working hard, and I think it's just going to take a lot of effort and hard work throughout these next couple months to win the Big West.
All right, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.